do. And my response to that was, if I personally were committed to enforcing decolonization, science as a whole is a product of Western modernity, and the whole thing should be scratched off, especially in Africa. So if we want practical solutions to how to decolonize science, we'd have to restart science from, I don't know, an African perspective, from our perspective of how we've experienced science. For instance, I had a question for all the science people, is there's a place in KZN, and they believe that through the magic, the black magic, we call it black magic, they call it witchcraft, others, that you are able to send a lightning to strike someone. So can you explain that scientifically? Because it is something that happens if
I need to address you directly. When we started this, we agreed on certain house rules.
Okay.
And by you doing that, you're disrespecting the sacredness of this space. And so I'd like to ask you to first please apologize to the panel directly. And then number two, understand the rules that we went by in this space. Because it's going to be very problematic. When we started, this is not an antagonizing space. And so what you're trying to do is collapse the space and make it antagonizing, which we will not allow. This is a progressive space for people to say their opinions. And we have noted how those opinions are going to be laid out. So I would like you to first apologize and then go on and agree to abiding by the rules of the space. Otherwise, I would, if you're not willing to do that, I'd please ask you to remove yourself from this space. But those are the rules of engagement of this space.
Okay, I'm very sorry to the panel.
Okay, and you agree to abide by the rules of this space. Thank you. Please carry on.
So I will finish. See, that very response is the reason why I am not in the science faculty. I did science throughout my high school years, and there was a lot of things that I just, but it's fine. But Western modernity is the direct antagonistic factor to decolonization, because Western knowledge is totalizing. It is saying that it was Newton and only Newton who knew or saw an apple falling, and then out of nowhere decided that gravity existed and created an equation, and that is it. For whether people knew Newton or not, or whether whatever happens in Western Africa, Northern Africa, the thing is, the only way to explain gravity is through Newton, who sat under a tree and saw an apple fall. So Western modernity is the problem that decolonization directly deals with, to say that we are going to decolonize by having knowledge that is produced by us, that speaks to us, and that is able to accommodate knowledge from our perspective. So if you're saying that you disagree with her approach, it means that you are vested in the Western and Eurocentric way of understanding, which means you yourself still need to go back internally, decolonize your mind, come back and say, how can I re-look at what I've been studying all these years? Because Western knowledge is very pathetic, to say the least. I, from a decolonized perspective, believe we can do more as new knowledge producers, as people who are given the ability to reason or whatever is that people say we do when we think or rationalize. So decolonizing the science would mean doing away with it entirely and starting all over again to deal with how we respond to the environment and how we understand it. Thank you.
We are all willing to call you whatever gender and identity you want. But then you guys believe that
oppression? Smile at me, bitch. What you want?
Yeah, so they did grab me and pull me in and try to push me. They're the person right over there with the black lipstick.
That's assault right there.
Officer, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything that happened.
There's no reason to believe
I didn't see anything.
First of all, the other people there over there shouting and stuff.
Yeah, nothing happened. I didn't see anything. Nothing happened. I didn't see anything.
Can I ask why you guys are taking them down?
Yeah, drop off and record it, that's why.
Okay. We are here today to call out, as you're all aware, Jordan B. Peterson for his refusal to respect the pronouns of his transgender students. Jordan B. Peterson has made it clear that he feels that he has the authority to dictate the gender identities of his students, which we are here to say that he does not.
Lauren Sutherland
is not a member of the transgender community. They're here with I'm assuming alt-right media organization.
Marianne, did you want to do an interview about this? I'm trying to get all opinions. You know?
I think we're supposed to prioritize trans and non-binary voices, so I'm just more interested in what
So
you have to
are
say.
you binary then?
I am not.
Well, let me prioritize your voice.
I don't think that's fair as a white cis woman. But
I'm
thanks.
actually not cis, but
That's me.
what does that mean?
I'm saying that's not fair for me as a white cis woman. So you're trans then, or you're non-binary?
Didn't you just say you're non-binary?
You asked me if I was, and I said no, I'm cis.
Okay,
You
you're
said
cis.
You're not
Okay.
cis. And
So
I
you
said,
think
so
it's
you're trans
unfair to
then.
talk because you're cisgender?
No, I'm supportive of the trans community, and I think that it's important that we listen to trans and non-binary voices first. Hi.
You think everyone's opinion matters equally?
Not in this one.
Like if you're willing to be educated, I'm willing to teach. But if you're not willing to listen to
I'm
what I
not.
have to say,
You aren't necessarily an educator, though. That's the problem. Everyone. I know. Exactly. So we're gonna.
Maybe as us as trans people, we have a little bit more.
We have more
understanding than
we have more
someone who
knowledge
isn't
on this subject than other people do. We have the.
You don't have to
firsthand
go on the
experience.
sun to talk about the sun. You can look into it. You can read the statistics.
But someone who has been closer to the sun would have a better experience.
as that works,
on
I think
what
they'd
the
be
sun
dead,
is.
to be honest.
Yeah, they would, but that's what. But like, if they wouldn't, they would have more to say.
I can tell you how hot the sun is without going to the sun. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, but anyone can tell you how hot the sun is. Anyone can tell you trans people are trans. Isn't trying to have a discussion.
Have you gone to go have a discussion with Peterson?
What he said was that he would not acknowledge our pronouns. That is not the same as saying he wants to have a discussion.
And he said because and gave a reason. Now, if you went and asked him for more to have a debate on that, if I say I don't believe the sky is green,
to talk to him, I wouldn't be safe in that.
you think he'd hurt you?
A transmasculine person in a dress talking to transphobes is never safe, whether it's physical or verbal.
Okay, so you're not willing to have a discussion because it wouldn't be a safe space.
I am not willing to have a discussion about whether or not I am real and valid.
As sympathetic as I am to the trans and LGBTQ plus community's goals, I'm also very disappointed to just hear my race, my own skin color be attacked. I think that that's very inappropriate, and I don't want to be in a position in which I have to oppose Bill C-16, but simply due to the fact that I believe it's poorly written, the fact that simply refusing to refer to someone's pronoun could constitute discrimination simply means the bill needs to be rewritten before it's examined. The ralliers, the protesters here keep referring to the fact that they claim that Dr. Peterson has said that non-binary people simply do not exist. In fact, that is not what he said. He has said that gender, sex at birth, gender expression, and gender identity simply do not vary independently. That's simply the only claim he's made in his videos, and he actually has made that very clear. So I highly encourage everyone to actually give the videos a watch before protesting. Many of the organizers actually informed me that they didn't. And I would also like to say to anyone who wants to stop any sort of discrimination, not to yell at people based on their skin color, as just happened to me. Thank you very much.
So, would you like to give your opinion? I mean, we just had someone scream at us that I'm interviewing too many white people, too many white men.
White people, way too many cis men.
Why is that a problem?
I think you're going up to the straightest, cisest, whitest people you can find and trying to get their opinions on this.
I just came up to you for your opinion.
No. Okay, well, it's good that you're listening to people asking you to interview more people. That's great. Yeah. Who actually has knowledgeable and informed opinions, and people who don't have experience in this area are just less likely to.
We're talking about free speech.
About giving trans people voices. That's why you interview trans people.
Actually, I'm talking to people because I want to know whether they want a man to be fired. I want to know about Bill C-16. I want to know what they think about campus freedom. Everyone here can give their opinion on whether they think this is a campus with free speech. Anyone of any skin color or gender can give that opinion.
I want to learn. Here's the deal. I want to learn about you guys. I genuinely do. So here's the deal. I was born in Toronto, raised in Pakistan. You need to realize that people who are gay over there get killed.
Yeah, yes,
okay, that's number one.
I'm aware
of
oppression that
happens. That's and I'm telling you this.
Yes.
I'm telling you this. I grew up over there.
Okay.
All right. I came about 4 years ago, and I need to learn.
Right.
Everybody who's oppressed right now, everybody who's You know, you can be whoever. I support you guys. That's the number one thing you need to realize. If you want to be a Tyrannosaurus Rex tomorrow, you could be it. I'm just saying.
These are bigger issues.
I don't care what you want to be. The thing is that to educate a crowd and know that they want to be educated, but the fact that you're just being offended, like just the fact right now, you just turned and you were like, oh, that's not like the.
Canada too. Do you not realize that? Trans people get killed. I am a social worker and I work with kids, and I've seen and worked with trans youth that have been murdered over and over, killed them.
All right, and
their own lives.
Yeah.
You're not listening.
No.
You're not listening. You're not taking time to listen.
Okay. When can I just tell me when I'm allowed to speak?
Why is this a place that you would come and instigate?
Yeah.
This is a place where people are talking about serious issues of death.
I'm not even saying anything to that. I'm just sitting over here.
No, sweetheart. Don't even. No. Why is this your space? Okay.
We're having a conversation. We're having a conversation.
Why is this a space to do it? Why?
He came over to talk to me quietly. Why are you yelling at us?
Because you came up and you
Does this look like free speech? Doesn't it?
I don't even know what to say. You know, it's just that
You tried.
I tried my best. I'm just.
listen to us because we're the people.
I swear to God, that's.
You can't scream "listen" at us while he's trying to ask him questions.
I'm just gonna shut down, and we're gonna.
Okay. By the way, man. What are Marxist communists?
For controlling a trans government event, it should be organized by trans people. So she turned around and there were no.
Thank you for being so polite. You're honestly a gem.
You know, you gotta kill him with kindness.